Adobe Radio, the future of alternative.
We all know that it's called the bionic, the bomb, the puff, the blow, the black, the herb, the sensi, the chronic, the sweet Mary Jane, ganja, spliff, reefer, the bad, the Buddha, the homegrown, the ill, the Maui Maui, the method, pop, lethal, turbo, Thai, shake, skunk, stress, wacky, weed, blaze, the boot, dime bag, Scooby-Doo, Bob, bogey, backyard boogie.
Yeah.
It's the Golden Beach Show. That's yes.
And that's Sasha.
And we are live on Adobe Radio as the Lord intended. Thank you for joining us for all of these years and all of these Mondays that we've been on Adobe. I wouldn't have us any other way. Imagine if we were like on Tuesdays or something. Wouldn't that be crazy? Oh, actually, our rerun is on Tuesday. It's at 5 a.m. So for our Aussie friends and our friends across the world, you get to enjoy the Cool Nerd Weed Show. And if you're listening to it now, we love you. We do. We really do love you. But we've been on Mondays at 11 since our inception, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw, little nerds.
From the very beginning.
Never
Monday,
knew I was in store.
We're changing the narrative to Monday Fun Day.
Yeah. Well, I do always say that. Like when I'm on Adobe earlier in the day, I'm always like Monday. Well, they never did. I always had like a good day on Monday, whether it was like going through school, I would have like something after school that I liked, or like in my adult life, I would do like my improv shows were on Mondays. My Saturday was Monday for a long time because I worked weekends on the radio station. And also I always had Mondays off in my adult life, like throughout my jobs, and then the Cool Nerd Weed Show. So Mondays are chill for me. I'm chilling. I'm happy as a clam. So yeah, Mondays are cool. You are here with us every Monday, and we love you for that. Look at our YouTube, enjoy it at your leisure. Follow us all over the place. Cool Nerd Weed Show everywhere across the board for as long as we're allowed to post. We do. Weed is still illegal, which we'll talk about all of that coming up. We'll have I guess our show's all over the place today, but coming up we'll have a more better, like, concentrated show, I think. But this time we'll probably be all over the map. Literally, I think we'll be all over the world. But I'm gonna open this because I want to smoke it. It's
What is
Fernway.
that, Sasha? Fernway?
Doing
Like
ASMR.
fern? Ooh.
Yeah, well, because there's
You're
like glass in it.
clicking your nails onto the
Yeah.
glass tube
So this
inside of the
is
glass tube.
that was
Ooh.
satisfying. Yeah, I don't know. This is like glass on the tip. It's infused. I don't know. Sometimes I get a pre-roll because I'm lazy, and I guess that's like pretty much what pre-rolls are. But this is a very like heavy duty glass tube. It's heavy duty, the packaging, for sure. But yeah, it's Fernway, like fern, like a fern, like a plant, like a fern. I used to know a lady named Fern. She was very
I
nice.
like to save the glass tubes to put up our own pre-rolls in.
That's
Recycle.
Smart. Reduce, reuse. I'm lighting it now.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing for our people who don't know.
I too will light my pre-roll.
Man, the cider's awesome, but it like does not like good joints, and that's really a shame.
I have a package of King
This
rolls.
is Berry Haze. Sorry. You matter. But this is Berry Haze is the strain. Oh, King Rolls. Is that like from what do you call it?
By Loudpack.
Yeah, didn't they do what was their King thing?
The King pen.
Yeah, the King pen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So
They
it's
are
Loudpack.
infused.
Oh, this is weird. It's a pre-roll?
Yeah, I've got the infused pre-rolls. This one has 49%.
Whoa, Jesus Christ. What? 49%? What are we doing? Guys, you don't need it. Oh,
No,
are we talking about that today? Like high percentages in your new job, or are we saving that?
We're going to save that.
Okay. You didn't hear that. You raised these 5 seconds from your mind.
It's a teaser for next week.
Yeah, we have surprises for you. And also a little bit of finger wagging. But for today's, this is not that high in THC. This is 33% with infused diamonds in it.
How's the flavor? This King roll is burning out of like just slow and steady.
It's good. You like it?
I do. It is infused, but it's not flavored. So I'm just getting weed and hash.
This is flavored.
Oh, it's flavored. Okay, so
it's actually called Flavor Smokes. So
how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's premium flower, signature terpenes, ultra thin rice paper, a luxe ceramic tip. I like the tip. I mean, I'm not mad at it. Like, it tastes like something that you would call berry haze, you know? It's got a little bit of like berry flavor, but it's not like jetery. No offense to jeters if you like them. But like it's definitely kind of reminds me of that. But it's not rolled in anything either. It's like a minimalist. It's a minimalist pre-roll, infused pre-roll.
Internally infused.
Yes.
While mine is externally infused.
Yes. But it tastes externally infused, which is interesting. I don't know. The verdict's out. We'll see how I feel. I did save it, though, for the show. It seems like it's burning fast. I feel like weed here on the East Coast burns, legal weed burns fast. And I've been saying that. I don't know if that's if I'm just smoking it fast or if it burns fast. I don't know if anybody give me any insight on that.
I don't know. I have theories. It's probably the age.
Oh, you think it's like old weed?
I think it's just old. I don't think it's being consumed fast enough. Or there's like a lag in production, or was overproduced. I don't know. I find a lot of things are several months old, which isn't terrible.
Well,
When you start getting to like 8-9 months old,
you could like taste it. You could taste the difference. And it's not as
for
fun
sure.
to smoke, it doesn't feel as good. I think we have to like definitely go back to smoking weed for like not like a full purpose, like you don't need like I don't need a reason, but I think we have to like have intentions with weed a little bit because I think the plot's getting away from us. Like I think we're very focused on percentages and how to get the most percentages the quickest, which is great for a little bit, but like I think we're seeing what we were afraid of, but I don't think it's going to ruin the industry or anything. I just think we're going to have to like
Reel it in a little bit.
yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll bob and weave and just kind of get it right. Cause even though I am like my tolerance is so high and I prefer things with more THC percentage, like I know the value of not being like that all the time. Because weed is awesome. But like when you overdo it like that, you just give it a bad name, you give weed a bad name. And I just want us to get back on track because there is stigma already that we've just kind of fought our way through. We're just kind of like, oh yeah, like we're not all burnouts and we don't all green out all the time. But then we're offered all of these isolates and infused things. And, there's also the whole hemp CBD market to think about, which affects us in all sorts of different ways. And I would love to get back to like the full spectrum, edible, even like, oh, I wanted to show you too.
Yeah, I was talking to
Chiba
somebody about
chews.
this today. The full spectrum edibles that just edibles just don't hit the way they did. But you've got Chiba Chews.
Yeah. But
Where'd you find the Chiba Chew?
here in the good old Garden State, it's THC
The
Yeah. So
like
we used to have Chiba Chews back in the Prop D days. They were pretty good. They packed a punch for sure. I like Chiba Chews. They were good.
yeah,
Back in
Chiba Chew was always a solid choice for edible.
They
You didn't
tasted
need
pretty
to eat
good.
a lot of it.
No, they packed a punch. They were good. They were like what you would picture a gummy would be back in the day. These are taffy. Now they taste pretty good. Excuse me. They taste pretty good. They're mocha chocolate. I think they're supposed to give you energy because they're THCV. So yeah, they're supposed to give you energy. And I mean, I wouldn't say
What's
they give you
the
energy.
is it like a 1-to-1, like 10 THC, 10 THCVs?
It's I keep hitting myself on that. It's
That ASMR head
yeah,
sponge.
it's my ASMR, my noggin. Uh, it's 2.5 milligrams THCV to 5 milligrams THC.
Okay. So it's
So
like a
2 to 1, I guess.
2-to-1, yeah.
Yeah. So 2 to 1 of THCV. Like I said, I don't know why I keep saying THCV. THCV now, like when this was first starting and we were doing isolates and stuff back in the Prop D days, I guess, like it was cool and stuff. And then it did seem like a pretty good loophole when CBD when we could only do hemp CBD in certain places that don't have access. You get your deltas and all those things. So to be able to extract these things from the plant is neat. I just think that's taking over. And the full spectrum, I interrupted you. The full spectrum is what I really do hope that we go back to a little bit while we experiment with the many, 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 many cannabinoids and different isolates in THC. So you were talking about the full spectrum stuff?
Yes, somebody came in to the shop that was they were picking up an ounce to make their own butter,
Nice.
to make their own edibles. And we were talking about how the edibles don't hit the same because everything's made with, distillates and straight THC. And then they just add in a little CBD or CBG, some other cannabinoids for various effects. But mostly you're your standard THC edible is made with oil, and you don't get
Mhm.
that full cannabinoid experience. Like when we made our butter, you
Yeah.
got all the trace cannabinoids in there.
Right, which
And
is what you usually would get when you just have your
and they
traditional edible, because they would be made with full spectrum
yeah, everybody was
butter.
making butter.
Yeah. I guess I
But
like
I mean the edibles with like the live resin or the rosin,
right.
those hit. Those hit.
They do. They do. They do.
But
They
not
they
like a
do, but
can of
they
butter.
also they don't last for a long time for me, and, um, they hit, but they, like, go away very quickly, and, like, 2 seconds later, I'm, like, "Fine," and I don't feel anything anymore. I just think it's because it's, like, different absorptions, and there are some edibles that I keep seeing that say they're RSO. Maybe I guess that means, like, maybe they're, like, full spectrum or something. Maybe that's what that
Yeah.
means. But I just wish I saw more of it. I wish this was, like, the exception, the fun, exotic thing to try rather than the norm. It's difficult to find edibles that aren't something. I'm not complaining. I just feel like it's not doing us a service to not use the full plant or the most beneficial combination of things, which may be a 2-to-1 ratio of THCV to THC. I don't know. But I do feel like we're a little bit like, well,
We're
like, I don't think there's any
it,
science.
it's too much science and technology, and we should get back to the basics of making edibles with canna butter
Yeah.
for the
I think
best
I think we should,
medicinal value.
yeah, we should monitor the science and technology in the biz. But I don't know if it has to, like, take over
Well,
because we notice the difference. So go ahead.
here's one for you. I've seen a lot of drinks made with nanotech. Probably see a lot of
Yeah.
the drinks with the nanotechnology. They're like making the THC molecules teeny tiny so it absorbs into your system like that
So
fast.
that you don't have to wait an hour or 2 and you're like, "I don't feel anything."
Yeah,
I guess
but
that's, like, good in a way, but I can say I do feel like you don't feel those effects
it's still
as
you're right.
long.
It's still different, and with the with the fast release, also it dissipates quickly your
Yeah,
effects.
yeah, and sometimes you need fast relief. Sometimes you want that immediate relief that cannabis can give you. I just I don't want anything to be different per se. I just think we would benefit from paying attention to, like, what full spectrum has to offer us. But with all of that said, we do have to, speaking of technology, we do have to talk about South Park. We are on the 25th of August in 2025. 2025. So that's where we are, 25th of August. And I like to provide the date with you sometimes if you're listening to this very far into the future. Thank you. I hope we are okay. And if you're listening in the past, that's very cool. Did you kill baby Hitler? uh, I listened to the Cold Air Reach. Wouldn't that be cool? If somebody was listening to us while they went in a time machine to do something very cool. We are the best representation of humanity, I think.
At this point, we are pillars of the human species.
We are. We're pillars. That's what I would call us, pillars. And South Park is a show that is back. No matter how old you are. Oh, yeah, nice. Did I get that for you?
You did. I've got my Integrity Farm shirt on.
Integrity. Now, when South Park went into the weed business, we were very tickled, and it was funny because maybe South Park listened to our show. There's a lot of stuff that we are up our own asses about. it's a weird timeline that we're living in America, and it's like, if you don't like scream as loud as you can and do what you can with the money and the attention that you get, then you're kind of like not doing enough. But Matt Stone and Trey Parker obviously are not the kinds of people to give any shits about anything. And they do go really hard at this administration in the best way that you can ever imagine. So we obviously know the ICE raids have been happening for the last, I don't know, couple months now here in the States. And they have been a real huge bummer. And they did make their way over to Glass House Farms and raided their weed farm. Now, I don't know if South Park had this planned. We're gonna say spoilers, by the way. So if you didn't watch the South Park by August 25th, I'm sorry. I also don't care, but also I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm telling you there's spoilers now. Turn us off if you don't want the spoilers. So I wonder if they had like a integrity plot line for this season, but then they saw the raids and they were like, "Ooh, this is perfect because this is perfect in every way." So they've been tackling the raids, and they did tackle the Glass House ice raid. And they also tackle the president speaking on whether or not he would make weed legal. And in the episode, like nothing happens. Well, I mean, something does happen, but like Donald Trump doesn't do anything, right? Like I mean,
No,
he
I mean
does.
there's no.
But it actually turns
No,
out like against integrity. Like they closed.
yeah,
So
integrity closes at the end.
yeah. So like I'm like I think because I mean, if Donald Trump does like reclassify, which is what the episode through line is they have a great idea to reignite integrity through AI and technology. And obviously it's like haphazard and hijinksy. And they do go to Washington, or Tally goes to Washington to speak to Donald Trump about it. And it's funny and it's very perfect, but it does lead to like, you know, is he like we still don't know where we are with this whole thing, because even if he does reclassify, like what does it mean for integrity? You know, what does it mean for companies like Integrity or Glass House, or on the
I think
opposite of Glass House?
I think it'd probably do well for companies like Glass
Glass
House,
House, but not
but
Integrity.
integrity,
Mhm.
those that participate in integrity, it's not going to be a good thing.
Yeah, they're out of luck, because contrary to what you'd think, the government reclassifying will it'll just make it different. I would want to hope that it would be to expand on research and education. And if we are looking at monies, like using the taxes for good stuff. But I think Donald Trump said, this may be a quote, like, we're looking at it to see if it benefits us or not, or how it can benefit me or not, or something like he said something like that. So I don't think he cares. I don't know.
Yeah,
I could be crazy, but I don't think he cares about the well-being of the American people
you know,
by way of cannabis.
you've seen all of these business tycoons coming up to meeting with Donald Trump in the White House and bringing in like
Gifts.
gifts, golden gifts to their golden god. And in this episode, Towley is the gift,
Yes.
but they're trying to figure out what Donald Trump will reschedule or do something with cannabis if it is beneficial to him. And people like the True Leaves of the world
Hmm.
are
Yeah.
paying tribute to him currently by
Mm.
setting up, $1 million a plate dinners. And that's how they're paying their tribute. They're not necessarily giving him golden fucking pot leaves in the White House, but that's how this thing's going to probably shape up. And will it be the end of integrity?
For once and for all, I don't know. Look at the companies who integrity was aligning itself with, like Apple. And I mean, for legal purposes, this is all a joke. Love you, Apple. But also, why'd you do it, man? I keep thinking about it. Like, Bill Maher actually talked about it. I actually cannot watch him any longer, and I'm sure he really misses me as a viewer, but I'm his nightmare. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know, I just needed something to watch in the background, and he didn't have anybody on who was immediately triggering for me, and it was actually a fine episode. But his last segment, he talked about how Trump might be the one to do it, which is what I've been saying. And I don't know what his point was, but I think it was see, he's going to do the thing that 70% of Americans want, you see, and then he's going to be able to point to it and be like, look, I did this. And that is what I said too, but also I want to put the flip side on it too and say, if this happens, it might not be a great thing when you scratch the surface, right? Having general safe access sounds great. But we've said this, at what cost? I don't know how this affects the culture in a good way, just from what we've seen. I mean, equity has taken years to even apply. I mean, some cities got it right, some cities didn't. I don't know what he's going to do in terms of a federal sweep. I don't know if he's going to leave it to the states. I don't know what his dumb ass is going to do. So if it can't benefit him, and if it can benefit him, we don't want a part of it.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
where does integrity go? Where does it go?
It
And South
goes.
Park is fully embracing that they might be fired. They just got paid a skajillion dollars to be on a company who actually has a bunch of political fire going around it, with a big old fan deal for people to make more fat fucking money for their fat pig fucking faces, and they will sell their soul. Registered pro-choice fucking liberal people will sell their soul for the monies. So that's just where we've arrived in this era, in this country. Cannabis was the one thing that I feel like those piggy fingers were just kind of out of reach. They were coming. We saw it in California. I'm sure all the states saw it in all the legal places. The monies was the stupid idiots, the tech bros who we once thought were heroes, who turned out to be fucking, and Bill Maher also mentions this, Silicon Valley was not MAGA country.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
all. And then all of a sudden, shit got flipped turned. Money's, taxes, monies, taxes, mansions. And if you can do that with weed, which you can, because it makes a lot of monies, but also weed is tricksy because, and I think Canada dealt with it. I think a lot of countries who have implemented these sweeping programs have been ooh, well, we can't grow shitty weed because people will not buy that shitty weed for expensive prices. People will still be selling it. The illegal market, it will just make it more rife for traditional market, and then more drug dealers to, in Donald Trump's own words, be executed. Do you know what I'm saying? It just kind of sets up this
Well,
system
it
to not benefit us.
it is. It's you're you're absolutely right.
Thank
When
you.
if it's taken over by the government and the quality goes really totally down to shit, and it's going to go back underground. However, the laws will be shaped for these big ass companies that you won't be able to home grow, will be completely illegal.
With Which is so we can't
So
express to you how shitty that is, and how much of home grow is so important to so many people. And it's already like that in a lot of states. I mean, you can't home grow in a lot of places.
you will automatically be an outlaw if you grow your own. If you have anything that doesn't have the old cannabis tax stamp on it, you'll be a criminal. And then what's
Mhm.
the fucking point of
Mhm.
making it
Right.
legal
Right.
if you're just gonna
Exactly.
like criminalize people that want to grow their own or have their own and don't want to buy fucking shitty corporate weed from government, from big time fucking multi-state operators that have given Donald Trump the fucking golden goose egg so that they can
And
operate in the world and in the USA.
they're so like, god damn it, they're so fucking smart. I look at those guys and I'm like, man, I like wish I had 1% of their intelligence, because like what they did to integrity at the end is ultimately what we all are at this moment. It's too dirty, I don't want to say it, but you can look it up. Google is free. And if you're not True Leave coming with $1 million a plate, you know, energy, we will be tossed out in unfavorable ways. And that is like kind of the message here. It's like Eric Cartman and Butters suffocating themselves or like trying to unalive themselves in an electric car. That is that's what's happening here. I saw something that was like we're in like a cold civil war, like basically like a class war and more right now. And I don't know how it winds up. Like I said, if you're listening to this in the future, like I do hope that we are all okay. But I also can see a world where if Donald Trump wasn't who he is and the people who had power weren't how they are, I lived in a world where weed was compassionate and weed brought out the best in people and people could agree on weed. But there's just no world in which I can see something that comes out of the Trump administration being good. Because I do feel like all the good guys are hiding right now. Maybe they'll come out at a good time, but I don't think weed is going to bring.
Yeah, Trump doing something positive for cannabis is not going to be positive for the people in any way. It's only going to
We'll
be
see.
positive for his fucking multiple bank accounts and his family and those who have paid tribute.
And I'll tell you right now, I know you'll expect us to be excited if and when this is announced, but we won't be. So you're listening to the wrong show. Go listen to the fucking other ones. Actually, I feel like we're like one of the only podcasts of the cannabis variety that still does a show every single week. We're very passionate about this. So like if you just like look a little bit deeper, you'll see also why this is a scary prospect. But it seems to be on everybody's mind. And if you're just like Bill Maher, you're like, well, yeah, I mean, he finally got around to something I like. Then okay, you know what I mean? If you'll vote for him again for a third term, which
Oh my
they
God.
will probably propose,
Ah,
then you can say he legalized weed. Cool. In 3.5 years, because it hasn't even been one whole year yet, in 3.5 years, when this is God willingly over, who knows what irreparable damage we will have endured. And for what? Making weed Schedule 3? Like, so that you can get all the True Leave money that is just like the devil's money, glass house, that fucking motherfucker. Sorry. Sometimes I just say words in an angry voice, but in my mind, like they're full sentences.
I know. It's just fucking infuriating. And so at this time, I would like to direct everybody to go to the Drug Policy Alliance and sign the electronic petition and tell Donald Trump to end marijuana criminalization. and it's spelled out right here. Our demands here: end the criminalization penalties once and for all, advance expungement for those with marijuana convictions, protect public health and consumer safety, and invest marijuana tax revenue in communities harmed by prohibition. Also, we want it taken off the schedule. We don't want Schedule 3. We want it descheduled altogether. So go to the drugpolicy.org, the Drug Policy Alliance, and sign this petition.
Yeah. It's not like we don't want weed to be legal, but that's not what they're going to do. It's not. But we could, hope that all the things that TS just said happen because that would be lit. I would be genuinely shocked if fucking Donald Trump was like, "And we're going to expunge the records." Like, I would be like,
He's like, I'd like to thank the nerds for pointing
"What
me
would
to the
you
Drug
do? What
Policy
would you do?
Alliance.
What would you do if he called our hotline?" If he made our hotline bling and he was like, "Hey nerds, you want to come to the White House? Would you be the Joe Rogan of cannabis podcasts?" I
Oh my
wouldn't go.
God.
My answer is no. Just in case you wanted to know mine and informed yours. No. What
So
would
I'll
you
be
do?
going by myself to present the Golden Nerd Award of Achievement to Donald
It should
Trump.
be our logo. It should be our faces in gold.
Oh, yeah,
that
absolutely.
you
It's going to
present
be
him.
gold.
Yeah.
On behalf of the nerds, I would like to present to you this Golden Nerds Award.
We
And
should
you
send somebody.
don't have a tiny penis.
No. We can't say don't. We can't. We can't say these things because he does, and I don't want to give him any awards. But if you wanted to go for representation, that would be fine. But I wouldn't
I don't
be
think
happy about it.
I could not stomach that invite to the White House. No way. I
Remember,
would be so mad. I would
yeah,
just be so mad at seeing his face up close and personal.
and all of the horrible shit that he's done cannot be erased from not even doing the right thing about doing the right thing in terms of cannabis. So let's just all keep that in mind. And if magically tomorrow we wake up and weed has been rescheduled, I would like us to approach it with an objective mind. We can't do firecrackers and cartwheels in the streets just yet. There's a lot. There's a lot that needs to happen. So we're going to take a break. And what are we going to talk about?
Barcelona?
Is that what we're talking about next? We'll be right back.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show with TS and Sasha. Don't panic. It's organic.
And we're back. Okay, so it's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. You were right. We should talk about Barcelona because we talked for 40 minutes about South Park and Donald Trump. So
Okay.
we will
But
save our fun, nerdy things for next week's episode, which, spoiler alert, am I having like an actual fucking brain problem right now? Spoiler alert, I will be in Spain. I will be in Europe, Spain, comma, Barcelona, comma, Spain, comma, Europe. There we go. I will be in Barcelona. I've never been to Spain before. I'm going with my dad, and I obviously every time I go out of the country, I always kind of have a little stress about what I'm going to do without weed because you should not travel anywhere on a plane with weed on your person. So I do not, especially out of the country. Please do not do it. But if you're going to Barcelona, I mean, I guess apparently it's like it's it's not like completely legal per se, but they do have clubs, right? Like it's very Amsterdam-y.
yeah, cannabis has been decriminalized in Spain, and Spain has pretty loose, like personal possession drug laws to begin
Wow.
with. So, you can't smoke in public, but there's we looked up. There's a lot of members only clubs in Barcelona.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
cool.
yeah, I guess you go, you pay a little membership fee, you become a member, and then you can shop, and they're like lounges too.
Yeah. Well, I like said to my dad, I was like, "Oh, weed is legal over there." He's like, "Well, it's legal over here." And I was like, "I know, but we will not be here for those days. We will be there." So, if you like, I was like, "Okay, I guess there'll be times where I'll be, I'll have time to myself." So, I be able to go to these clubs with my passaporte and how do you say weed in Spanish? You said it.
Mota.
Yeah, mota. I always forget. I know no Spanish, which is absolutely insane and completely ignorant on my part because I grew up as the only completely Caucasian English speaking person in my class. Literally, and I'm not even exaggerating, all of my friends were dreamers. They were basically like first generation. And they all spoke Spanish. I have no fucking excuse for not learning Spanish. All of my boyfriends and girlfriends were Spanish, spoke Spanish at home, and I chose French in high school and Latin in college, a literal dead ass language. So I am ashamed of going to Spain and not knowing a lick of it. So mota is the
Yeah.
word for weed, and it looks like, but like if I want to smoke, I've pretty much limited to there. Like I can't walk around the block. I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
you're gonna just apparently. I mean, like this picture of this one of these clubs, it looks like just any cafe you can smoke in. There's like sofas and
So
coffee
cool.
tables, and
Oh my
I'm
god.
sure like you could play Jenga with somebody, get a little
Ooh.
an espresso,
Ah,
play some board
it
games.
transcends languages.
And I should have taken
I see like a
Spanish as
couple
well.
names that come over like are on Reddit that like just a couple like names that repeat. I guess I'll just have to map it out. I mean, I know that like the only other country I've ever bought weed in that was in America was Canada. Um, and it was like weird. Like it was like it seemed like it was a chain. I couldn't tell if it was sanctioned or not. And I showed them my passport. They asked if I was a member. I said no, but they let me in anyway. I don't remember if I had to pay for a membership. I don't think I did. Because I think at like by that time it was just regular legal. But it
In
was
Canada.
like, yeah, in Canada. Nothing was like on display or anything. It was just like behind glass and in packaging. And I was like, give me that one. It was impersonal. It was like if there were iPads, but there weren't, like that's how the vibe felt. Like nobody really paid attention to me. I kind of had to but that maybe just, but I did get the feeling at that time, the climate in Canada with weed was like, they would shut you down and you'd have to just open up the next day. Like it was kind of like bodega shops here. Almost.
Yeah, there was. I remember there were a lot of seeing pictures. They just had their board up on a chalkboard. They could wipe it down real quick if they were getting raided. It was
This
a little
seems more legit than that.
Yeah, I've got the process right here. I can
Tell me,
we can take you
please.
through it. Okay,
I would love
so
that.
step 1, Sasha. This is what you're going to do. You're going to select one of the clubs from the map and click on Become a Member. I sent you that link. It's
Yes.
BarcelonaWeedMaps.com.
Yeah. Okay.
So you select your club, you click
Right.
on the link, and you decide you want to be a member. And then the next, you fill out the application form and wait for the invitation email. Probably get back to you pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, I gotta fill out the application.
Yeah.
Should I do that now?
Then, maybe the day before you land.
Okay.
So
okay.
that
Let me have to do it at the airport.
they give them plenty. I don't know what the turnaround time is. I know in Spain, whenever I've been there, it's pretty kicked back. So I don't know if they're going to check their emails every day
European. Yeah.
during siesta time.
Love
That's
it.
real. Anyway,
are they cash only?
I would bring cash. I would definitely bring some cash.
Yeah. I mean, that's
so you're
good
going to go to
rule
the
of
club.
thumb.
You're going to show your invitation and have valid ID and register at the front desk.
Sure. I'm familiar with that process.
It should be easy. You get your club card and you can shop, you can lounge, you can consume on site.
Wow. I would be so stoked if there was a day where I just wandered into a shop or a cafe and I was able to purchase cannabis and consume it and eat and just exist. That would be lit.
Yeah.
I just would love that. It's just so hard to imagine a world outside where you can do that because it's still so difficult to smoke weed when you're outside the country.
You're only going to be there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Just 1 week. I'm only there for a week.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad's there for 2 weeks, but I think he'll
Well,
be fine.
you are limited in your month long to 100 grams per month. So
okay. Damn.
I think hopefully that's enough for you for that week.
I don't know. I do be consuming. Cool. All right. Well, that sounds easy. I just got to fill out because I did read that it's invitation only. But I bet you're right.
Yeah.
I bet you just email and they just send something back and they're come on in.
I feel it's when we first cannabis first became legal in New York, but it wasn't quite, the system wasn't there. So the collective, so we had to join, we were private members. We went to the Empire Cannabis Club and we filled out that application and went and paid for a membership. And then we were allowed to purchase. So I feel
I mean, LA was like that for a second. And then they were oh, you got to be a resident. And then you had to bring in your fucking lease or something.
Oh yeah.
We would make people do some crazy shit.
That was the Prop 215 of it all, the medical of it all.
Yeah.
But still, making people sign up for a membership is still got to jump through some hoops.
Right. It's not when you go to a bar, I mean, there's cover charges, but when you go to a bar, you're not usually signing up for a membership unless it's
underground and you're trying to get around some loopholes of having a liquor license or something.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
This is a social club.
Right. Yeah.
We're all members here.
Yeah, we're all members over here for some reason. Hey, I feel like you're stereotyping my people. But yeah, well, I will try that. And I will report back, and I'll be excited. I hope, I'm only gonna play by the rules in the books. That's what you should do all the time, but especially when you're on foreign soil, for sure. So yeah, it'll only be a week though. So if I don't score, then I won't be, fiending. I should be cutting down around now and not smoking diamonds, but what are you gonna do?
I mean, you are going to be in Spain, and I'm sure you can find that like real deal European Moroccan hash.
I've been on a journey. I've been wanting to find it since I first went to Europe like a while ago, and I haven't really had any luck. It's like very difficult for me to find weed in in Europe. You'd think it would be easier, but it's not. So hopefully the way that is like above ground will be more successful for me. I just don't, I don't want to get in no troubles. So openly smoking would be great.
I expect a full report on the Nerd Dusk when you land back in the USA.
Yeah, well, a very comprehensive report will be filled. I'll be a new person.
Dossier.
Yeah, the nerd dossier. Oh God, the nerd Barcelona dossier. Who knows what sort of dark shenanigans I'll be getting into. But that'll be fun. I hopefully will come back to like a world that is in one piece, and the nerds will persevere. We will end the show here. We're gonna action pack next week's episode with so much fun because I want to do the driving thing. I think that'd be really fun.
I forgot about that, but
I want to spend like a fun time on it. Next week's show is going to be really fun. It's going to be good old fashioned nerd good times. Not like, I mean, this episode wasn't a doom scroll. We had fun, and we established that I may be able to smoke weed in Barcelona, like legally. Well, I don't want to call it legal. It's because they still have to call it donations and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's just like decriminalized. They just kind of look the other way.
Yeah, decriminalized. That's what I want to say. I'm not a criminal. I am not a criminal. So
don't panic.
It's organic.
Give it up for Adobe, everybody.